Hello everybody, welcome to Snyder Gustlin. Today we got another review of SummerSlam, and this is SummerSlam 1993. August 30th, 1993. In Auburn Hills, Michigan, or as Jerry Lawler only calls it, Detroit. Jerry Lawler's the only person to say they're in Detroit. I don't know if... Found it weird. The Palace of Auburn Hills, 23,954 in attendance. You got a buy rate of 250,000. Commentary team is Vince McMahon and Bobby Heenan. Our first matchup of the night is Razor Ramon, the bad guy, and newly turned babyface. He had turned babyface not long before this, after losing to the 1-2-3 Kid. 1-2-3 Kid, then I think they had a rematch, and Razor had earned 1-2-3 Kid earned Razor's respect. Razor turned babyface, and Ted DiBiase and IRS started making fun of him, making fun of Razor about the loss, and it turned him babyface. If my memory is correct, I think that's how it went. DiBiase jumps Ramon before the bell. Ramon his following slam and sends DiBiase to the outside. DiBiase chokes Ramon on the ropes, and we get a backbreaker, but Razor kicks out. Razor attempts to come back, but DiBiase stops it. Razor does get back into it with a clothesline. DiBiase exposes the turnbuckle and goes to send Razor into it, but Razor counters and sends DiBiase into it. We get a Razor's Edge to win. I give that 5 out of 10. This is DiBiase's last match. I'm pretty sure if I remember, last match in the World Wrestling Federation for a good amount of years. The last time I was a full-time superstar, that's for sure. Last time you will see him as a full-time wrestler. DiBiase, he injured his neck and back in January. And had to retire as a result. I think he would be in like a battle royal in 2007, but like he would not have an actual match again. This is the end of Ted DiBiase, the $1 Million Man, as a wrestler. Matching wise, I give 5 out of 10. It's very basic, very to the point. You're gonna hear me say that a lot on this show. Nothing bad, nothing egregious, but just straight in the middle, perfectly fine. Our next matchup is for the World Wrestling Federation Tag Team Championship as the Steiner Brothers defend against the Heavenly Bodies with Jim Cornette. Jim Cornette, I think, is very new to the World Wrestling Federation at this point. He had a debut not long ago this year. Bobby Heenan, big Jim Cornette fan. Big guy. Marks out completely for by TV, which is awesome. They jump Steiners as the bell rings. Prepare to see that along the show. We get a monkey flip by Scott and a beautiful tilt-a-whirl. We get a military press by Scott on Pritchard. Double team move by the Heavenly Bodies to get control of Scott Steiner. Del Rey dives off the apron onto Scott. Cornette hits Scott with a racket. Scott's eventually able to get a hot tag to Rick. Pritchard hits Rick with the racket when the ref's distracted, but Rick kicks out. It's an all-out brawl that a Frankensteiner for the Steiners to pin and retain the titles. I give him at 5 out of 10. A little bit chaotic to my liking. The repeat of jumping in before the bell kind of annoyed me because it feels very repetitive. It feels like there's not a lot of communication or not between agents and producers and that for this match. It feels very to the bones, like just repeat stuff, even in tag teams, that it got on my nerve a bit. So yeah, I would that kind of knocked it for me. Our next matchup is Mr. Perfect taking on the Intercolor Champion Shawn Michaels with Diesel for the Intercolor Championship. At WrestleMania 9, after Luger lost Oh no! Oh my god, my brain's my fault. After Mr. Perfect lost to Lex Luger at WrestleMania 9, they fought in the backstage area. And Perfect lightly tapped into Shawn, which drove Shawn crazy, and Shawn would jump Mr. Perfect. Them two would pretty much be feud all the way up until this point. Perfect cost Shawn the Intercontinental title in a short time against Mario Jannetty before Shawn would introduce Diesel to help him get the belt back. And now we got this match here, the blow off, I guess. Perfect hit Shawn with a bulldog and a lot of counters between the two. Good work between these two. As you can expect, they're both fucking incredible. Nice clothesline by Perfect, but Shawn kicks out. We get some beautiful arm drags by Perfect. Perfect sets Shawn to the outside. Shawn gets back into it though and hits an accident off the back. Accident to the back of Perfect off the apron. Shawn targets Perfect's back. Perfect gets the back into the match with a drop kick. He hits the Perfect back, but Diesel straight pulls Perfect out of the ring. How that's not a DQ, I have no idea. Even if the ref doesn't see it, like, why? I feel like it's pretty obvious what happened there. Diesel sends Perfect to the post, and the ref distracted with Shawn, and Shawn wins and retains the title via countout. Diesel then hits Perfect with apparently the fucking KO punch, because I guess he has that ability. I give 5 out of 10 also. This match is actually better, but the countout loss ruined, like, annoyed me. This would be the last time Perfect would be in the ring, too, until 2002 Royal Rumble. Perfect, at least in the World Wrestling Federation. Perfect, would get injured, back issue, Perfect would then be taken out of the match, and, Perfect was supposed to be in a match at Survivor Series. He was taken out of the match, replaced with Macho Man. He would not wrestle again. Yeah, until 2002 Royal Rumble in World Wrestling. He would wrestle in WCW, but he would not wrestle again in WWE until the 2002 Royal Rumble, which is kind of crazy. Our next matchup is IRS versus the 123 Kid. 123 Kid, very new to the company. He's kind of pretty much he's quiet as can be. I barely literally could make it out. Couldn't even write anything he said down. Bet couldn't, quiet as can be. Very different from X-Pac years later. We get a spinning heel kick by Kid to IRS. Pop-up drop kick by the Kid. IRS sends Kid to the outside. We get a roll-up by Kid, but IRS kicks out. IRS wearing down the Kid. We get a comeback. Moonsault by the Kid, but IRS kicks out of that. And IRS just wins with a clothesline. Legitimately just jumping clothesline. All it takes knocks him out. Another 5 out of 10. Very basic, very to the point. Getting IRS over, making Kid look good in the process, but it's just to get him over. And yeah, IRS gets the win. Perfectly fine. Our next match is Bret the Hitman, which is supposed to be against Jerry Lawler, but Jerry Lawler comes out with crutches and tells a story about how an old woman caused a 10-car pileup, and the only thing that got out of it was a little knee injury that makes him unable to compete. So he had to get a substitute. His court gesture, Doink the Clown, comes out to face Bret the Hitman Hart. Doink throws water at Owen and another brother that I actually forget who it was, so that's on me. Bret sends Doink to the outside, and pretty much is just whooping Doink's ass. Doink is crossed on the top turnbuckle and can't get any moves in on Bret. Bret gets distracted by Lawler and Doink attacks him. We get axe handle off the top to Hart. STF from Doink. Maybe I haven't seen that much. Submission by Doink, but catch Doink using the ropes. Doink goes for the whoopee cushion, but Bret gets the knees up. Elbow off the middle rope by Bret. Bret locks on the sharpshooter, but Lawler, suddenly now perfectly fine, hits Bret with his crutch and calls a DQ. I give it 4 out of 10. Match was very fine, but the DQ loss annoyed me. Like, why, dude? That's too much shtick for me. That Lawler pretend to be injured just to not be injured. It felt very unnecessary to me. So yeah, That one annoyed me, especially with what happens afterwards. Jack Tunney comes out, President Jack Tunney, and tells him he must wrestle Brett. The fan paid to see Lawler wrestle Brett. Not like that's ever stopped them before with booking bullshit, but, fucking it didn't matter then tonight. So we get Jerry Lawler versus Bret Hart. And Bret Hart pretty much just whoops Jerry Lawler's ass for the most part. Lawler does get back into it by hitting Bret with a crutch. And pretty much it's the only way he can get offense is by using the crutch. A broken part of the crutch because he chokes him with it about 4 times. Bret makes a comeback. Hits Lawler with his own pile driver. Locks in the sharpshooter. Lawler gives up, but Bret refuses to let go of the hold, meaning that Bret is disqualified, and Lawler wins. So you have 2 matches back to back that end in a disqualification. 2 matches back to back. Both matches on Bret ending in a GQ. That's ridiculous to me. That is ludicrous. That is like genuinely ludicrous to me. I give the match 5 out of 10. It actually was a very good like carny match, but that annoyed me too much. That annoyed me too much. That double DQ annoyed me way more. Especially how this show ends. Oh, that drove me crazy. Our next matchup is Marty Jannetty taking on Ludwig Borga. Ludwig Borga is a very new guy that established, only been around for 2 months, as Vince McMahon says, but pretty much undefeated in those 2 months. Borga attacks Jannetty from behind. What a surprise. Borga wears down Marty. We get pop-up punch to the gut, which actually kind of look cool because he pops him up and just puts his fist up right to the gut. It actually looked kind of sick. I love that. Marty tries to make a comeback, but it's stopped. We get 2 super kicks by Marty, but Borga don't go down. Borga gets back control, locks in a torture rack, and wins. Why he was allowed to use the torture rack and Luger wasn't, I'm not sure. But, perfectly fine match. Getting Ludwig Borga over more. He's going to feud with Lex Luger. For the short time he's still in the company. For Ludwig. I give 5 out of 10. Perfectly fine. Gets Ludwig Borga over. Nothing to complain about. Our next matchup is the Rest in Peace match as The Undertaker takes on Giant Gonzalez. Who in their right fucking mind thought this match needed a second redo? Lunacy. Undertaker goes right after Gonzalez. Gonzalez is taken to the outside and hits him with a chair. Gonzalez has Taker into the steps. Paul Bearer makes his way to ringside. I don't know why he wasn't at ringside. Apparently, he wasn't. Paul Bearer clotheslines Harvey Whippleman. Best part of the match. We got 5 clotheslines from the Undertaker, followed by a jumping clothesline off the top for Taker to win. 2 out of 10. This match sucks. This match is about as bad as the first one. Why they did this again, I have no idea. No wonder Taker held this over the company for years. I would have too. After the match, Giant Gonzalez chokeslams Whippleman. I don't think Gonzalez is seen again. So, there's your career, Giant Gonzalez. I hope it was worth it. We look at our next matchup as Tatanka and the Smoking Guns take out Bam Bam Bigelow and the Head Shrinkers, who are accompanied by Luna Vachon and Alpha. Tatanka gets Bigelow with a drop kick. We get a double down for Bigelow to Tatanka. Fatu takes down Billy with a super kick. The heels are in control. They wear down Bart Gunn. Billy goes right into the ring post. We get a hot tag to Tatanka. Tatanka gets a hop-up crossbody, but Bigelow kicks out. The 3 heels go for diving headbutts, all 3 at the same time, onto Tatanka, and Tatanka moves and they all miss. Tatanka rolls up Samu and wins. 4 out of 10. Perfectly fine. Perfectly fine. Nothing special. Just perfectly average. We then go to our main event for the World Wrestling Federation Championship as Yokozuna with Jim Cornette and Mr. Fuji defends against Lex Luger. This is the Lex Express project. This is Vince McMahon's chosen project here. His baby boy of building Lex Luger to be the next American guy, the next Hulk Hogan, to go against the foreigner in Yokozuna. So they had Lex Luger on his bus going across to meet all the children and going to see everyone and pretty much begging people to cheer for him. What were we doing with this? This was a... Oh, man. Yokozuna goes for the leg drop at the start, but Luger was out of the way. Luger's a house of fire at the start of the match. Yokozuna with a throat chop to get back control. Luger tries to buy some Yokozuna, but he can't. Yokozuna hits a super kick. Yokozuna splashes Luger against the ring post, and but Luger's able to get back in and knocks Yokozuna down with a forearm, but Yokozuna kicks out. We get a double down. Yokozuna hits Luger with a bucket, but Luger kicks out. Belly to belly by Yokozuna, but a kick out. Yokozuna then wears down Luger and hits side suplex. Luger kicks out of that. Yokozuna tries to buy. Luger tries to buy Yokozuna again, but he falls on top of him, and Luger kicks out of that. Leg drop, but Luger kicks out. Yokozuna goes for the bonsai drop, but Luger moves out of the way. Luger body slams Yokozuna, hits it with his forearm, and Yokozuna falls out of the ring, and Luger wins by countout. And then Luger and the faces come in and celebrate like Luger won the fucking title. This finish is so stupid. This part is so stupid. Why they did this, I'll never know. I don't even know if it's ever been explained. It probably has. But why they thought this was a good idea, I'll never... It makes Luger look so stupid. To have all the balloons and all that coming down and he's celebrating. They're putting Luger on his shoulders, celebrating that he won via countout. And now does not get a shot at the belt because it's in the contract that Luger cannot get another shot at Yokozuna's belt. What a stupid finish. I give the match 6 out of 10. It's a very well told story in the match, but that finish dogged it down for me. That a dumb finish. So stupid. Oh my god, this finish is so dumb. I give the show rating 5 out of 10. It is most of the matches perfectly fine, except Taker Gonzalez. That match sucks. But the rest of the other matches perfectly fine. Nothing special. I wouldn't recommend this, but I mean, if you want to watch it, you can. But that is it for this review of SummerSlam 1993. Let me know what you think in the comments. Like, subscribe. If you want any show that's not a SummerSlam or Mania to be reviewed, let me know in the comments. Hit the like button and subscribe button. Thank you all for watching. I'll see you all for the next one.